I suspect that I'm not the only person in the room who knows that until Louis Clark was in the 5th grade, he couldn't be understood. Where's Marcia? Is she here? Yeah, there she is. He had a sister who had to translate for him. He had a speech impediment, and finally his speech therapist got so angry at him, shouted at him, said, "You're never going to be able to talk. You are not trying hard enough. You've got to do more." All of a sudden, he could speak. He put the same kind of determination into that he put into Gap when he took over in 1978 and agreed to work for the first several months with no salary while he raised his own salary. And it's been that determination ever since that typifies everything that Louis does, and the dedication he has for, well, I guess no more explanation needs to be made about the work he does. But a number of years ago, I would come to him wanting to paint another whistleblower, and he would connect me with one person or another. By the way, there are many more whistleblower portraits than are here. And I would say, I would like to meet this person, or I'd like to meet that person, and he would make it possible. And finally, this little light bulb went off and said, that's the guy you ought to be painting. That's the guy who's been making all this possible. He's the one who's protecting these people. And that just is, it was, right there. And finally, I just said to Louis, you're the man I want to paint. And so let's come up and let's look at his portrait.
I'd like to take a quote from someone who's here, Dan Modet, who's writing the book that John mentioned. Dan said, "This is the best of Washington." And so I want to start to say that you are the best of Washington, and thank you for being here. And we're all here to celebrate truth. Not because we have a corner on it, we don't, but because it deserves a champion. And that is who we are at Gap, and hopefully, and I believe, all of us here in very distinct ways. And I thank you for being here in support of us, and I honor what you do daily, everyone in this room. Obviously, tonight we're honoring the Government Accountability Project. It's committed and overworked, and I would say at this point, exhausted staff. I would add underpaid, but that's, already been sort of obvious by the stories. But it's courageous clients, the board that has from time to time come to grips with and helped us navigate very difficult financial waters. Finally, too, we are saluting our associates and partners. Many of you in this room, POGO, EPIC, OpenTheGovernment.org, the University of the District of Columbia, Clark School of Law. Not my Clark, but Essential Information, Public Citizen, the Fund for Constitutional Government, the Democracy Fund. All of those too numerous to mention, but many are here tonight, who conspired with us at the Blue Mountain Center up in New York to decide what to do after the 2016 election with a new environment, new political environment that we were all now inheriting. And the hyper and ugly partisan wars that we are now facing. A few years ago, the federal government sued us for the names of whistleblowers who had brought us information about a quality assurance breakdown at a nuclear power plant in Texas. We had refused to honor a subpoena. A Reagan-appointed judge saved us from contempt charges when he ruled that whistleblowers had a constitutional right to associate with us, and we had an equal right to associate with them. And Thomas Mack, who fought that case, is here tonight. This precedent is not only a foundation for our relationship with whistleblowers, but also with everyone with whom we associate. In other words, with all of you as well. We take our associations very seriously. We hope to and have filled this room with folks that we are honored to call our friends, our compatriots, our fellow traveling idealists. We wanted all of you here because the challenges that lie ahead are truly daunting. Every whistleblower needs defending. Every media organization slandered as an enemy of the people needs defending. The climate that our children and grandchildren will inherit needs saving, and the facts about it defending. Increasingly, public interest groups who publish real and not alternative facts need defending. And when Ms. Ford at the Senate Judiciary Committee tells and describes the emotional pain that she had to endure, she needed defending by our friends at Katz, Marshall, and Banks. And if you think our democratic institutions were under assault before with very weak congressional oversight, what do you think is going to happen when the hearings begin? I think this is likely to be the beginning of an intense constitutional struggle. And it's a fight that we simply cannot lose. I am deeply honored to have my likeness on this canvas because of my close association with whistleblowers. As a result of their courage and witness, they are transforming, as Tom said, the world. These are the folks who are worthy of our admiration, our association, our praise, and our defense. For examples, although you've heard many, they are telling us what is happening to babies ripped from their mother's breasts on our borders. What is happening in the brains of children who innocently drink the water that they are fed by unelected city managers. What the banks did to the world's economy. What favors abusive bosses seek from vulnerable staff. What oil lobbyists were able to delete and mischaracterize from federal science reports on climate. Once we have heard, we must resist. If we do this together, we will rescue this nation from a real swamp. Thanks. Thank you.